So here's the code for the lesson 44 assignment, calculating a drop from a height. Import the necessary items here. I actually had this great idea. I was thinking that the USB cable was messing up the drop, especially from higher drops, so I decided I would make the OLED work and use a battery. Well, what I didn't figure at the time before I actually implemented that was that the battery hanging off one end actually made it fall less level. So that didn't really work, but at least I know the OLED is working now. So set up the MPU 6050. I also set up the OLED. Put a little text that I was waiting for a fall. Get the acceleration from Z. If the acceleration was less than or equal to 0.1, then I'd start a timer or capture that start time in milliseconds. While it stayed less than or equal to 0.1, just keep sampling the Z acceleration, wait 5 milliseconds and keep going through the loop. And then as soon as it kicks out from that, we'd cut the stop time, calculate the delta time between the start and the stop. And then I actually had originally thought to use a for loop where each time through you increment the acceleration by I. And I think in theory it worked, but then I remembered that there was this kinematic formula. Looked it up, and it was pretty straightforward once I had the time. And this is actually the 32 feet per second. This is what it translates to in inches per millisecond. So this is the kinematic formula. Capture the fall height using that, round it to 2 decimal points, and then display it to both the OLED and the output here in Thani. Wait 10 seconds and then just let it reset so that it's waiting for another fall. And then obviously if the acceleration doesn't meet this, less than or equal to 0.1, again we just sleep for 5 milliseconds and sample again, sleep for 5 milliseconds, sample again. I do have the acceleration in Z printing out here just to have something happening so know the program's active. So now I'll show you it dropping with my phone. So here's the operating device for the drop. So I lift it up. I'll try to drop it easily. It's harder with one hand. And then you can see the fall was 2.72 inches. I actually think it was a little higher than that, but I didn't get a clean fall. Wait for it to reset. .9. So it's working. It would be nice if I could figure out a way to not have the USB cable and still not have a heavy battery on one end, but I think the theory is correct, and this is fairly accurate.